Alright,
We
well,
can double check audio for both of us real quick.
for those of you in chat, we started early just to test the audio for both sides, so I just want to make sure everything is good. If there's any issues, let one of us know. But we did start a little bit early, so we're just gonna relax for a few minutes.
It's it sounds good. Say something real quick.
Yeah. Greetings, Cowboy Tech.
There's a little static. I don't think it's that bad.
On your stream.
Yeah.
Let me see mine.
It was like this
Is there
yesterday, and I think your
anyone in
stream.
my chat? Is there any static?
Let me check yours. Let me check yours. I think yours is gonna be. I remember yesterday we did the same thing,
Iron
and
Man said
typically when
no.
that
There's no
happened.
static.
Okay, what we can do real quick, because we got time, is we can just reset the party again. As we're both live, it'll probably I
Okay.
know.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
Alright. Uh,
let me restart the party.
fudge. Alright.
Include your audio. I already included
I
mine on
included
yours.
mine.
Okay.
Hello.
Dummy! Yeah! Yeah!
EXO, this is the worst time to do it, my brother. Say something real quick and then we can go over points.
West Virginia.
We're good.
Okay.
We're good. We're good. I don't need to hear West Virginia. Alright,
I was
Hendrik.
thinking about the
So,
college football thing.
oh, West
Yeah,
Virginia.
yeah.
Take me home, But yeah, last week, Hendrik, it was, how would you describe the race at Michigan?
Game
As we're gonna,
changer.
wait, yeah,
Absolute game
agreed,
changer.
and Ironman getting that win has changed this playoff field. So if we want to go over points, I'll do the first five, you can do the next five, and then we'll keep swapping. So still your points leader, Banjo created a bigger gap, I would say, Hendrik. He's
Mm-hmm.
plus 33 on Normie now, as Normie currently sits second in the points. Banjo has 2 wins on the season, only multi-time. Actually, never mind. That's apologies. That's Normie with only multi-time winner this season. He sits second in points, but Banjo has been really consistent. Got a win earlier this season, and he currently sits on the top. Third in points is Georgia Dog, just being consistent like he always is. He's always going to be contender at tracks. Cobra sits fourth in points. Fifth is Steel Carrot, who's been having a good sophomore season, or rookie season, technically, I think.
And the return of Mr. R4D, aka Joey Dickinson, aka the new bride to Trusting Banjo from last night. He is 6 in points. He made his return for the first time in a few weeks. Finished inside the top 15, but we'll see if he can return back to his early season form. Tampax Pro, the runner-up for last Richmond, finished second to Proxy in that event. He is the second highest driver in points without a win. Tonight could be that night for him. Tata Head, who won at Dega earlier in the season, 8th in points. Tata Head finished inside the top 10 for the Michigan event. If my stats here are correct, he finished in 9th. Leppy, 9th in the standings. He finished 23rd at Michigan, so a lot of points
Yeah.
were lost for Leppy in terms of the cut line. And then LA Fatality. Fatality above the cut by 23 points. He did get 10th at Michigan, and it was a really solid performance from the 14.
Yeah, I agree with you. Fatality just did what he needed to do. And the next two guys are both guys but wins who have been, I guess, they've been inconsistent. Dream got a controversial win at Dover, but it did lock him into the playoffs. And Yoshi was able to get it done earlier this season to officially lock himself into the playoffs as well. So those two have wins. They're already in the playoffs, so it's going to be fun. They're basically you know how we do the playoffs where it's 12 to 16, that tournament style racing? They're
Yes.
fighting to get out of that at this point in the season because they have wins, but now you're fighting to actually get in the playoffs, and that's something to be watching throughout this end of the regular season. As even if you have a win, you still need to get higher in points if you can. Next up is Master Killer. Been very consistent. He's run every single race. He currently sits 13th in points, plus 4 on the cutoff line of non-winners. Melodramatic's been on a tear as of late, so that's why he's gotten up to 14th, the last non-playoff driver in on points. Currently sits 14th in the standings. We go to 15th is Do Prime, who I think one of you guys mentioned was the biggest disappointment in, I think, was it Mets or your
I
eyes,
think
if I'm
it
not
was
mistaken?
me. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, Do Prime. I, I was doing 10 through 15.
Yeah, Two Prime's 15.
Yeah, I did 15. You do Lewis to like.
Well, that was a bland
Maybe.
description.
Oh, Do. Oh, Lewis? No. Oh, you want me to explain Do Prime? Oh, Do
Yes.
Prime's been very. Oh yeah, Do has been. He's one of those guys where I feel like he gets hotter towards the playoffs. I think that's always been his rhythm. He's usually just. Technically, he's actually in the top 16 in points, but because of how many winners and new winners we've had this season, there's two guys below the cutoff line that you will get to later that have wins. But yeah, Do Prime has been inconsistent to say the least, as a guy with 7 starts in the series is ahead of him in points, but I think he can turn it around later in the season.
And speaking of those also below the cut, Lewis is 16th in points, but only 6 below the cut line. He finished 16th last week at Michigan, so if he wants to get back on the right side of the cut, he needs to do good tonight. Impact 17th in points, he has nothing to worry about. He won Atlanta earlier in the season. Michigan was not a fun end for him. He ended up going in the grass, going to the last lap, and he finished 26th. XO Austin, 18th in points, 40 points away from the cut. He finished 21st at Michigan last week. There is still time for XO to get back in the fight for the final few spots. A win would definitely be a better way for him to get in, but still not too late for XO. Same can be said with NV Redneck, 46 back from the cut. Highest driver in points besides XO, still without a top 10 this season. He finished 15th, though, at Michigan. He's been doing a lot better in the last couple of weeks. 2 top 15 finishes consecutively. And then Mets fan is 20th in points. He finished 19th at Michigan. He's actually starting to get more top 20 finishes.
Hey, that's a good sign. Last on Monday night though, it was not. I didn't like. He was. I think I said this all last night. He was basically the school monitor, as we like to say. Next up is last week's winner. Ironman dropped down to the NXT series. Finally got his first win in the series full time, and he locked himself into the playoffs. It's gonna be interesting to see how he affects this. I guess technically the playoffs. I feel like he's gonna be a major contender later in the season as he has some speed on some of those tracks. Next up, besides him, is Rocky Top. We all know Rocky Top for his pull speeds at the plate tracks, and I think that's going to continue when we get to another plate track. I feel like maybe if he needs to get more consistent at other tracks, but I feel like if he actually makes the races, I feel like he would be higher in points a little bit. He's missed a race, and I think he's starting parked a few, but overall, he's 22nd in points. Still has a chance. It's not over, but he needs to get some momentum going. Trevi in the same boat as Rocky Top, been very inconsistent this season, and that's one of the reasons why he sits 23rd in points. Next up is Harris. Sadly, he is doomed to only race 2020 cars as he does not have 22 packs, and in the 2020s they've been getting a lot better, and while he's run, I guess he's run solid in 2020s, but it's been inconsistency in those cars that has costed him as he sits 24th in points with missing the 22 races. And then Kevin Yu, I've seen this guy win. Last night, I think it was Friday night actually, Hendrik, you saw him win at Charlotte for some money. So he's someone to watch out for. He's not someone to be overlooked for tonight's race.
And I will be going on board with him for the first 5 laps of the race later on tonight. SP Motors, 26 in points. He scored his first top 20 finish since Loudon when he finished 19th in that event. He finished 18th last week. Cowboy Tech, 27th in points. He did score top 10 finish this season at Atlanta. Last week was not like that race at all. He finished 29th, got collected in a couple of accidents at the end. Big Sean, 28th in the standings. One stage win this season, one top 10 finish this season. However, he's missed the last 4 races. Pure Splash, 29th in points. He finished 12th at Michigan. That was his best finish in his 6 starts so far this season. And then the Reagan Boy, 30th in the points. He finished 17th at Michigan last week. He is making his 6th start tonight.
I'm still wondering when the lobby is going to get set up for us to get in the race. Next up is Perk. Someone that we've seen him last week, Hendrick. He was very competitive in his first start in an NXT series. Nearly won the whole damn thing in his first start. So he's someone that I look for to be a contender. I don't know if he's eligible for the starts. If he makes every race, he could be a contender to sneak his way in with a win in the playoffs. Ghost Tech, one of the new drivers as well, making select starts. He has 3 on the season, currently 4 on the season, currently sits 32nd in points. Dallas Mine Plan B, he's also in the same situation as those 3 that I just mentioned. They're limited starts, but they're looking to show themselves out. Slurp had a good debut last week at Michigan. Ran top 5, top 10 all night, and finished top 10 in his first start. He currently sits 34th in points, but only 1 start to his name. And then D-Main, I think he's backed out of the league, so he is not currently in the standings. Or no, he might be.
He is in the standings.
I think he's still in the league.
Yeah, he is. He finished 16th.
He's in the standing.
Yeah. Midnight, 36 in points. He made his debut last week. He finished 24th at Michigan.
Oh, he is.
Dodge Dakota, 37th. Another one of those drivers that debuted last week. However, he finished 32nd off the lead lap, so hopefully tonight will be better for him. And then Hammer, Polish Hammer, 38th in points. He finished 34th last week. He ended up disconnecting late in the race. Hopefully tonight he'll be able to go the full distance. As qualifying is on, they just haven't invited us.
What the hell? Wow, I feel like gate kept.
They did it to both of us. That's a rare occasion.
Yeah. What are you saying?
Come on, man. We all know where this is going.
Yeah, I know where we're going,
kidding,
but
if anyone in chat,
why'd you just say
if anyone in chat is in the lobby right now, can you send us an
Thank
invite?
you, Mets. Finally, he remembered we had commentators. He remembered me at least.
Yeah.
I got you.
I'm in.
Oh, you're in?
Yeah.
Yay! We can watch qualifying. we're 3 minutes late, but yay!
Well, fortunately, we don't have to do all the driver intros.
True. We did a points thing as well.
Yep.
Oh no, they're still walking around. Yeah, they're still going.
Let me make sure there's
there
no
any-
one else.
There's someone making a return tonight. I don't think he's in the lobby though.
To answer your question with D-Main, he is here tonight.
Yeah. Oh, he is? Okay, that's
Yes,
good.
he is here
I thought he
tonight.
left the server because his the other person left. I think
Yeah,
it was
looks
Dirtiest
like
Cat.
everyone in this lobby we have recapped. So
Okay.
Ghost Tech
Well,
did
there is
lag
someone-
out, so he will start in the back.
Someone who is returning tonight, Hendrick, a key figure, is actually Tyreek. If I don't want to jinx him, but if he doesn't, I can't say those sacred words. If he doesn't do that, I mean, he is a good contender at this track. Oh yeah, we can go over our picks. Let's discuss those. Alright, who did we pick on Wednesday nights, Hendrick? Let's go over our picks as we did a full recap. I love doing that. We should have been invited quicker, but I always love going recaps. So, our picks for NXT wise, Mets picked Ironman and Kevin Yu. Ironman for his main pick and Kevin Yu for his dark horse. I think in general, those are 2 solid picks, especially at a track like this. Ironman, premier level driver who I think he's solid at Richmond. He might not be the best, but he will be up there. I feel like in this series, he'll be up there, up front. Inside the top 10 at least. He'll be a contender. And then Kevin Yu, I think he's got some momentum heading into the night after I guess, Friday night, and I feel like it'll carry over to 22s. Next up is R4D. He was picked by Camo for his main pick. Is he in the lobby right now? There he is in that 55 machine. He is quick on short tracks. We saw it at New Hampshire in the Premier Series. He won his first race in the Premier Series at that type of racetrack, and I would say they're not the same, but it's a short track. They all really translate well. He picked R4D as his main, and then Polish Hammer. They've been knowing each other for a lot of years. He picked him as a dark horse. Myself, I picked
Impact.
he might not. Yeah, I picked Impact. He could be my owner by next week or could not be. We'll see. I'm hoping he's still my owner by next week. But yeah, Impact. He's always. I think he's a contender at Richmond. Like Ironman, those premier level guys will be up near the front at the end of these races. They have their knack for doing that. And then my dark horse was Melodramatic. Who'd you pick?
So,
Hendrick, do you want to go over your picks?
I picked the guy that finished runner-up last time around. That is Tampax Pro. Tampax has been extremely good as of lately. And what I mean by that is, in his last, let me pull this stat up. He has 3 straight top 5 finishes entering tonight, including a runner-up last week. He has been phenomenal. If it means anything, he almost got his first win in Odrl at this track. So I will not be surprised if tonight is his night. And then my dark horse pick, based on last week and based on some of the comments I've heard about him, I think Slurp would be a great sleeper pick, or as I call it, a dark horse pick. I think this 15 car, I know he doesn't have enough starts to be eligible, but that doesn't mean he can't be a factor in tonight's race.
That is true. I think all of the guys who recently joined, like Perk, Kevin Yu, like I feel like they're all going to be factors in these races. I mean, last week literally Ironman won, so that just proves that Mello could be a factor. Exo Austin making a return tonight. Good to have him back in the series. In the 51 machine. Big Sean, who's also, yeah, Tyreek. That's majority of the people. We already recapped all of it. We don't really have anything to discuss. We could just watch quality laps. I'm going on board with Banjo. Got any predictions for pole?
I'm going to say Kevin Yu.
I'm going to go in the opposite direction. R40 pole.
By the way,
well, I'm not picking.
As an FYI, Exo was here last week. He was just in a different car. But, however,
he was
you
not
can say welcome back to Big Sean because he's missed the last 4 races.
My bad, Exo. I didn't realize you were in the field last week.
Well, looks like qualifying's over.
I will state, they're going to be running in the 20s. They're going to be running at least 20.9, 20.8, I feel like, for pole here. That's my prediction. You're going to have to run those lap times to get on pole at this type of racetrack.
So again, 200 laps, I believe, is the scheduled distance for tonight. Again, for those of you in my channel, for those unaware about the channel points, if you want to check in with a certain driver throughout the race, get an update on where they're running, that costs 250 channel points. If you want to go on board with a driver that you can't choose from, just a random driver, that's 500 channel points. For 750 channel points, you can go on board with someone you would like to choose for 5 laps. And then the other 2 perks, this one's active on Saturdays and Sundays. That one costs 500 channel points. And then, obviously, everyone's favorite channel redeem, the say something rude to Bren thing for 1,000 channel points.
Hey, Exo, it's all jokes, man. Don't take it seriously.
And for those of you in here who haven't followed yet, make sure you do so. We are marching towards 200, 18 away now after getting another follow post-stream. So we're getting there.
Man, I need to get to 150. You're about to get hit 200? Are you
Yep.
almost there? How much you got?
I got 18 to go.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Good job. I need 3 more for 150, and we can. You're gonna reach 200 by the end of the season. I
think
bet you're
will.
gonna end it by the end of Backwoods. End of Backwoods, and this series, I think you'll end up 200. I'll end up 150 as well. So we've gone up so much. You've gone up so much more. But good lord, I started under 100. You started, I think, just under 100. You're up to 180.
I think
that's crazy.
There we go. The start of last year, I was under 50.
Holy fuck.
I was like around 25.
Man, we're doing good though. That's a good sign. You're doing good, at least. A lot of people want to watch you for a good reason.
So we'll see who gets pole here as qualifying has come to an end.
Alright, here's the invite for you. I will update that. You can go 1 through 5 and I'll do 6 through 10.
Alright.
We'll do the top 10.
On pole, we're looking through. Melodramatic, 20.850. 4/1000ths of a second over Kevin Yu, who will start second. Starting in third is Slurp in the 15. Dupron
No way.
in fourth. And then rounding out the top 5 is Tampax. What a weird top 5 to start tonight off.
No way. It's all Frank Cup Series guys, top 3. That's crazy. Leppy 6th. 7th is gonna be Trusting Banjo inside the top 10. 8th is Impact Exo Austin gets a top 10 tonight in qualifying. And then rounding out your top 10 is Perks. So I'm double up on the invite. There you go.
Yep.
200 laps tonight.
Update, by the way, cars that didn't qualify that will start in the back. Trevi, Tyreek Speed, and Ghost Tech. They are going to be in the field. We should have 34 cars. Other notables in the grid I'm going to mention real quick. Georgia Dog 11th, Tata Head 15th, Yoshi 27th. Let me see.
Good
Normie
lordy.
in 12th, R4D 21st, Cobra 13th. Let me see. I think that's it. Seal Carrot 17th, and Iron Man 19th. All right. So again, for my stream, the first 5 laps will go on board with our outside pole sitter. That is Kevin Yu.
Man, that's impressive. I mean, those are guys who are limited on starts, and the last 2 nights, I mean, Melodramatic last night, Hendrick, was so close to winning, and now he's starting outside pole in the
And you
next
gotta
race.
think,
That's just...
if he stays up front, if he takes advantage of this starting spot after this first stage, he could leapfrog Master Killer in points and get himself away from the cut. And same can be said with Duprime. He's 1 point below the cut tonight, and he starts inside the top 5.
Yeah, no, Du is actually really solid here. It's one of his secret tracks that he actually runs super well at, so he's going to be able to make moves. I think he'll be inside the top 10 all night. I don't know if he'll be there for the win, but I have a feeling he'll run well. As they're ticking down the timer, Hendrick, we're going to get this going in about 20 seconds.
Alright.
We have 34 for the event.
34 cars at Richmond. It should be a good one. Expect a lot of tempers. Expect a lot of bump and runs. It's going to be intense.
I can't wait. Richmond, in some sorts, is a wild card. It's really hard to pass, but at the same time, you can make it work. It's going to be a fun show. They're loading in. We can join.
Right.
Thank you for the invite.
Alright,
Matt
so
silently sends a good invite.
I'll try and hurry up real quick and get to the 7 as soon as possible. Which should be only one click of a button. Alright. Nine races to go until the postseason. And we are going short track racing tonight. Will we have another winner to add to the list of NXT drivers this season? We are about to find out. Front row, Melodramatic and Kevin Yu, two drivers who have not won but have definitely impressed the field so far. As we wait for the screen to go away. Green flag, we're underway at Richmond.
Oh yeah, the 15 that you mentioned.
In the first stage.
You mentioned the 15 being a factor. He qualified third, and I mean, top 3 are all Frank guys that I know. I've been watching them on Thursdays.
There they all go.
Ooh. They're 4 wide.
Normie was one of those affected, but they all keep it going somehow.
20 is in the mix of that.
My goodness.
Yeah, they kept it
Racing
relatively
Dream
tame.
was the big loser. I think he was one that ended up getting wrecked over a half a lap down, about 3/4 down.
Battle for seconds on. So unfortunate for Dream, as we have the 15 making the move to the inside of Mello. Slurp.
Alright, so I didn't go on board with Kevin there for that first lap, so starting this lap, we will for the next 5 laps.
Yeah, it's really being a challenge for Slurp to get around him as he's on the inside preferred lane. Tampex is up to 4th, also making moves as Slurp officially clears the 99 of Mello. 51's also dueling back there with the 2 car. Exo Austin inside the top 10. One of Do getting passed by Banjo. Banjo trying to get inside the top 5 for the first time tonight. Ooh. Impact slides up a little bit in front of Ironman. Oh, into the wall. Impact goes.
Oh, I saw that from the
R4D.
distance.
Woo. They save it. I think this field's going to get spread out.
It will. It will. But right now, Kevin Yu and Slurp, 1-2, Melodramatic third, 3 drivers that made their debuts this season and have yet to win, but have demonstrated great speed throughout their brief time in Odrl. And right behind them is Tampax, the 62, looking for third now, and he clears Mello. Keep an eye on that white and blackish blue 62 machine.
I will state, there's going to be differentiating strategies. There's going to be some people shifting and some people not. So there's 2 different strategies. You can either shift at this type of racetrack because of the gears, or you cannot shift. And you can conserve your tires when you don't shift. At the same time, you lose a little bit of speed. But if you can do it right, it conserves fuel, and you also can go in the long run a little bit better. As you're more tight, or you don't lose your tires
Banjo
quickly
now
as you
up
do
to
shifting.
4th, getting by Mello. Mello trapped on the high line.
Yeah, Mello's falling off.
2 more laps.
He's either trying to save, or his car is just not handling well as Leppy's getting to his inside now for the last of the top 5 spots in 5th. Who's in that 2 machine? He is running well right now. Yeah, Perk has some good speed.
Now, I will say this. Underrated stat right here. Perk has made 3 starts. He has been in the top 10 in every single start he's made. And 2 of those 3 top 10s were inside the top 3.
Yeah, Perk he's been impressive in all the series I've seen him running, and we had a 3-wide situation where Cobra took all those positions back here around, I guess, outside, just inside the top 10, as they're going 4 wide back there.
Tampax
They're 3 wide
caught
entering.
Slurp.
And Slurp has caught the leader of Kevin Yu. So Kevin Yu had a bit of a gap, but he may be shifting. We're going to see how the long run of Kevin's car is.
So that will do it for the onboard. Racing Dream up ahead, in jeopardy of falling a lap down early. Here's Perk in that 2, as we talked about. Perk looking very good early. Running in 6th. R4D up to 7th now, as he works his way around Melodramatic. Iron Man, who started 19th, is up to 9th. Cobra rounds out the top 10. As Carrot,
Oh, 44.
very close. Normie looks to the bottom but backs off.
Yeah, they got a huge pack lined up back there. 15th on back is the fields, as I like to call it.
Here's this
Exo's starting to fall off the pace.
Burke got really loose off of 2. R4D to his outside.
Oh, Lewis to the apron a little bit.
So now R4D gonna clear the 2 car entering 1. And Iron Man working his way around Mello. Burke into the wall.
Oh, he's going to collect Mello. Mello had nowhere to go. That's going to slow him up. Here comes Tata.
Cobra gets by both. And Racing Dream is not having a fun time because look behind him.
Have the leaders called him?
The leaders are catching him.
Well, he might be able to hang on, I will state.
If you are a lap down and someone else goes a lap down and they trap you, this is going to be a long race.
I agree. Richmond is not one of the tracks where you want to be stuck a lap down.
Kevin's
as we have 23 to go.
Get back away from Slurp. But Banjo has made the most amount of time as he is right behind Tampax.
Like I said, differentiating strategies is going to be the key factor. Who shifts, who doesn't, can you conserve your tires, make it go in a long run really well? That is really going to be the difference between a top 5 car and a top 10 car.
Leppy now under fire from R4D. This is the new battle for 5th. Leppy needs a good run tonight. Didn't have a good one last week, as he's going to let the 55 go. And R4D continues his charge up to the front.
Yeah, top 4 have separated, but I feel like R4D is grooving right now. He's flying at the moment as Cobra.
Yep, you mentioned it. Cobra and Iron Man. Iron Man on the top. That's going to allow Cobra to get by.
Don't look too fast. The 2 car's going to get into this fight. That's Perk. Oh, Iron Man got a low free.
That's why he's back there behind the 4. And Tata heads right there.
He's got Tata.
And Tata's not willing to be patient. Watch what the 18
Oh,
does
he's going to dive it to the inside. So making the move.
Oh, he hit the apron.
Oh, apron.
So that's going to derail his progress. Perk's going to hang on.
Yeah, and Cobra actually, Iron Man got a little free off of 2, and that helped him pull a little bit away from Iron Man again. So now he's going to hawk down the 31 of Leppy. We might be having a little fall off at this part of the run.
And another car up here is about to go a lap down. I'm just going to see who that is.
I think that's the 66, the rookie.
Yeah, 66 of SB Motors.
Yeah, he's been struggling a little bit.
Motors got his second top 20 finish last week. Hopefully things were looking up, and so far they're not, but he's still got time to change that real quick.
Well, the problem is that now with him being this far off, with only about 16 to go in stage 1, there's going to be more cars being put a lap down, in my opinion.
Yes.
I don't think he's just going to put Dream and himself a lap down. He's going to catch up to the pack ahead of them if they make mistakes. That's what I'm looking out for. But Dream needs to get ahead of SP Motors as quickly as possible.
And Kevin's going to have to figure out how to get by them both without allowing Slurp to get there.
Yeah, and Banjo is attacking Tampax for 3rd.
Slurp
it's going to be a fight.
Wrap the bottom so much better than what the 7 is able to do. We saw it there in turns 1 and 2. Watch it again here and we'll see if it reoccurs. As Dream is now getting by Motors, at least attempting to here. Motors into the wall. Kevin's going to get by. The Motors a lap down.
Oh!
Gonna let them
go.
Oh
my god.
And now it's Dream who's going to have to try and fight them off. Up ahead is Trevi and Metz. That battle he had mentioned last week is now going on.
Yeah, Metzes and Trevi are back together at a short track. It's a never-ending cycle between those two, as we like to say.
R4D
So
making
Dream's
up
gonna let him
time.
by. Here comes Slurp. He's gonna get momentum here.
Kevin's going to force it in here and clear him. Slurp's going to get by with ease. So now Dream into the wall. He is the lucky dog now. But don't look now because Metz is the last car on the lead lap.
And this might help R4D a little bit, letting him gain a little bit of time on this lead pack as they got to deal with some lap traffic.
Cobra by Leppy for 6.
Ironman's being challenged by the 2 of Perk as Tata got around him finally.
There'll be 10 to go at the line. Everyone will be good on fuel by
Oh!
laps.
Ironman around! Ironman around! He just collected 2 Prime in the 99 of Mellow! And that's going to be your first caution.
Duprime destroyed. That is not what he needs. Stuck in that bubble fight. And same can be said with Mello. There's Iron Man. His car is all
As they're all
torn up.
scrambling. They're still racing back to the line, and half the field has stopped.
And melodramatic, there he is. A little bit of damage.
Half the field stopped.
He
That's
did not-
funny.
Mello didn't lose too much time in comparison to the others, but he's got damage that needs to be repaired. And Dream
Oh my god.
is relieved. He is back on the lead lap. And that will
Yeah.
help Motors at the end of this stage because he is now the only one lap down.
Yeah, lucky break for Dream there as he's going to get put on the lead lap again. And they're all, I think, you don't
They're
want to do
gonna
two
hold
tires
off
here.
on pits here this time by. They're still trying to let
They're
everyone
good
catch
on
up.
fuel. Oh.
But big moment for some of these bubble guys. Duprime, Mello, involved in this 3-car accident with Ironman, last week's winner. And now you got to think about who benefits from it. Those in the top 10 fighting for points to get away from the cut, like Leppy. Leppy is 9th in points, but don't be mistaken, a lot of winners are below him. Someone else who entered into the top 10, Georgia Dog, from that accident, able to get through.
Yo, do you see that picture in general? With the Cobra?
Let me see.
The 9-car lagging.
Pit road's
That's
open.
funny. It's a floating car.
The Dream
That's
is in
iconic.
pit road already. He is getting his lap back. But let's go back up to our leader, Kevin Yu.
99 has
Well,
the #1 pit stall because
He
it
does,
did
but
qualify
will
on pole.
anyone do strategy here? Dream is not the leader. He pitted before the leaders.
I think realistically, you really
Look at
can't.
this! Georgia!
Georgia.
Georgia will be
Well-
the leader, followed by Kevin and Slurp. Tampax
Don't mind
4th,
me.
Banjo 5th.
I was lying, I guess. You can do strategy.
Cobra
Interesting.
in 6th, R4D 7th, Leppy 8th, Lewis in 9th. He needs the points. And then Tata rounds out
Every
the top
point
10.
matters. Well, I can already tell you this. I don't think it's going to go well for Georgia, but he is going to go green with about 4 laps to go in the stage.
Yes, so there'll
So
be no
I
more
guess that
cautions.
is something.
Actually, when we have our restart, it will be 5 to go. There'll be 6 to go here.
Oh. I forget, it's always 1 lap extra. And actually, they're going to go green, yeah.
Oh, wow. So there we
They
go.
didn't do shoes this time. Yeah,
Dream actually
Oh,
in
yeah.
pit road again,
pit road. That's probably why.
and they're going to let him get that lap back. He was the lucky dog.
Well, Hendrick, that actually makes us restart with 4 laps to go in
Mhm.
stage 1.
So Georgia
That's not the way it
banking
wanted it.
on trying to stay away from that battle for 10th in points. He wants to be guaranteed a spot into that round of 10. We'll just have to wait and see if that pays off.
Here they go for the choose. Kevin Yu to the top, George on the bottom with Tampax following him. This is definitely going to be an interesting restart, to say the least.
Georgia has one stage win this season. Kevin, on the other hand, in his 6th start, has won 2.
That's surprising stat. That's why he's probably so high up in the points, I would assume.
Tampax has won 2. Slurp has won 0. And Banjo, who's 5th, has never won a stage yet as the points leader.
That is an interesting statistic. Here they go into the restart zone as they're underway again after a late stage caution. Oh, 9 cars slipped the track. Here comes Kevin Yu, 3 wide for the lead.
Oh, Tampax there in the middle.
On the apron.
But Tampax still there. Banjo looking for 3rd.
Tampax got the lane. 3 to go.
Tampax.
Oh, Banjo lost some speed.
Kevin Yu trying to keep pursuit. Car out.
Oh, 18 around.
The 18 car spins it. With 2 to go.
It's going to
was
go down
able to
to
get back to
last lap.
3rd. Cobra battling Banjo for 4th.
Here we go.
White flag for stage 1. Tampax trying to hang on for stage win number 3.
He's got a sizable gap. I don't know, but it'll come down to... Ooh, apron touch by the 7. It's going to cost him some speed on exit.
I don't think he's going to have enough of a gap to really attempt the bump and run. And with that, Tampax red hot in the finishes, and he starts tonight with his 3rd stage win.
That be down pit road. Did he get wrecked?
He did.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
That's really tough.
We can do what we did last night.
Tampax, Kevin, Slurp, Cobra, Banjo, top 5.
R4D, Normie, Perk, Georgia, and Melodramatic rounds out your top 10. Notable names not in there. Do Prime. Georgia held on to a top 10 spot after doing that strategy there. Hendrick, what do you think about that?
Yep, and Mello got another point. So he's now up by 2 over Do Prime.
That's a key factor. Master Killer also a notable name not in the points.
Yep. Here we go. And look who's in front. Mr. Impact. With Tampax on his outside. Stage 2 on the way.
Let's see what the laps are for stage 2.
75.
It's going to be 75. Oh, it's a long one.
And Impact now on the outside with Tampax on the bottom.
I don't know what the strategy play for Impact was here, but he definitely played something to get that much track position, as he's going to immediately get dive turned by the 62. Cobra up to 4th. He's slowly making his way to the field to be a factor in stage 2. Ooh, some contact between him and Slurp.
Tampax
and Kevin Yu clear him.
As Kevin gets by.
Impact lets him go.
Cobra in 4th as R4D battling Slurp for that 5th spot. Much cleaner restart this time around. SP Motors did get the lucky dog. He is back on the lead lap.
That's good for him, but this is going to be one of the longest stages,
yes.
I think, second longest of the night, and it's going to come down to execution on pit road if they get to that.
Double the amount of laps as stage 1.
Definitely going to make it a little bit interesting. It's going to be more about how your car handles on the long run compared to the short run.
An update on Dream. Here he is. Dream's actually moved through a lot of the field already, despite being a lucky dog.
I think he had damage. That's why he was like so far back. Yeah.
Got his lap back, started at the rear, and then he's already made it through a good chunk. And Impact down pit road.
Impact to pit road. Oh.
Very tricky
oh, Banjo
pit
up the
road
track.
Entry.
Here comes Normie. Oh, Normie and Banjo make a little contact.
Again,
Luckily he got down there cleanly.
so Impact showing a preview of what pit road's going to look like when you try to enter in. Not that pretty. You cannot go in double file.
Bro, imagine someone trying to do that though. I feel like it's gonna happen somehow.
It probably will.
Someone's gonna do it.
It probably will.
That'd be funny as hell. It's
But
gonna be
it's
cause
not
a
gonna
big one,
work.
but that'd be funny. No, of course not. It'd be funny though to watch. We could go in double file.
Around. He got pinned.
He does
by
not collect
Normie.
anyone else. Solo spin.
Cobra got pinned by Normie. Exiting 2. And the end result, a spin for the 11.
R4D gonna make a move on the 7 of Kevin Yu. Yes, he gets to the bottom.
R4D. Got it.
Another battle brewing. Hendrick is trusting Banjo. Dude, though. Okay. I'm gonna restart it. I'm gonna re-include my audio, and then I'm gonna stop messing with it. I'm not gonna be able to view it, but who cares about that? But yeah, I think the racing's been good, but it's been really difficult to actually get around Tampax, I feel like, in this stage, Hendrick. It's been Kevin Yu has been able to stay on his back bumper, but he hasn't been able to make a move. What are your thoughts on that? Just being there, just not able to make the moves that he
Well,
needs
if
to.
it means anything, the last time Kevin was in a good position for a chance to win was New Hampshire. And if it means anything, him and Normie went at
Ooh,
it.
yeah. And Normie's inside the top 10, top 5 right behind him.
Yep.
Has he learned something that he might have to use the little bumper a little bit?
And Tampax does not want to finish second again here. Had the winning car last time around, finished one spot short the proxy.
Proxy, who was a bushwhacker technically.
And now, a few name changes later, he is invisible in the Premier Series.
Oh wow.
Here we go.
But here we go into the restart zone.
Restart zone. Tampax and R4D. Back to green. Good start for both the 62 and 55.
Here's the pack into turn 1. They're 3 wide already. 2 car on the inside. Little contact with Banjo. 4 car of Ironman in the wall.
Oh,
Are they
wreck in
good
the
back there?
There is a wreck in the back. There was contact with Mets and Impact. 47 around. Ghost Tech.
77. He lost the biggest.
Cowboy Tech involved again. Wrong place, wrong time. So they will have to call that. That all started with Mets going up the track and hitting Impact, and Impact had nowhere to go but the outside wall. There it is, caution's out. Kevin did get back by R4D. Very close call for purchase now. That's the pros and cons of pit strategy. If you get the track position, you won't be back there where the main source of wrecks occur. And for Impact, he didn't get the reward, he got the risk.
Damn.
Third caution
What?
for tonight, 4th overall. So we'll wait and see for pit road to be open this time. Still a long way to go in this one, still in the first half of stage 2.
Yeah, stage 2 has definitely been a little rougher than stage 1, but it's a lot more laps. I thought they'd be less aggressive, to be honest, but it's mainly, I think they're just hitting the apron a lot.
Yes.
I feel like that's what's happening.
Happens
There's
with
being
Lewis,
a little overly aggressive.
It happens with Tata. Multiple people.
It's really unfortunate. It's just maybe they aren't used to the track. Can we say that?
Could be.
It's either that or
The pit road should
they're
be
just
open
making
this
mistakes.
time. They had to hold it off. We'll see what happens this time around.
I would assume that they're gonna open it this time by.
Yeah, they probably will. And see the duck on down under the yellow line.
Yep.
Pit road is open. And look at this, split decisions. R4D and Slurp, the first two to stay out.
Tata joins them.
Ahead. Yep. And a lot
Some others.
more. Dream.
Oh, Met's very slow entering pit road.
Here's
Leppy!
Splash.
Leppy didn't hit the... He got interrupted by Mets and didn't hit the pit road thing. So he's forced to stay out.
Dodge Dakota and Georgia stayed out.
Yeah, Leppy wanted to pit, but he hit something. He went through the line and it didn't register. So now he's going to be starting in this. I will state, the later of the cars on older tires is actually in a good situation in my opinion. R4D and Slurp.
Perk right there behind Leppy.
I feel like this is a good decision by them as they have 10 other cars
And we
deciding
got
to stay
a lot
out.
of other strategies. Looking
Ooh.
from Perk's point of view,
Carrot.
Carrot and Iron Man ahead of Kevin Yu.
Yeah, Tampex is behind Kevin Yu, then you got Normie, and then 38. So they lost a ton of track position, and based off how we've seen these restarts go, Hendrick, we might have another caution within 5 to 6 laps. So this strategy could play out big for the guys who stayed out as they're not doing choose this time.
And Leppy also didn't go down that time around.
Okay, I guess he's just staying out now.
See if anyone else comes back down to top off. I would expect a couple from the back to do so.
They're still, I don't think, within the fuel window.
The R4D will choose here. Chooses the bottom.
Chooses the inside.
Tata to the top.
Tata, who also joins him, the 41 of Dream, his former teammate. And then his former car, Dodge Dakota, is on the inside of row 3. The 50 car,
Here, Splash.
jumping some cars. Yes, sir.
And Kevin is
Carrot.
going to be restarting on the outside row of row 5 in 10th. Tampax right behind him in 12th.
Yeah, they're in the fields. This is the action area, or I like to say the fields, where everything that could go wrong happens in that area of the field. Kevin Yu is trying to get position.
Melodramatic under the apron.
Oh,
Looks like
Melo.
he's going down pit road.
Interesting.
Back to green. Good start for R4D and Slurp.
Bad jump. Oh, Tato's just trying to get in line.
Melo down pit road.
Oh, slow up by the 18. He's going to stack up his teammate behind him as Dream is on the outside lane.
Oh, Kevin in the wall. Hits Iron Man. They both keep it going.
As they're 3 wide, 4 wide nearly entering 3 and 4.
Update on Melo. He is still in pit road. He falls a lap down.
Carrot runs wide.
Perk was able to get on by. And now Tampax, who's trying to keep pace with Kevin, just can't follow him on the bottom because he has Iron Man there. But R4D and Slurp have checked out.
George is also trying to capitalize a little bit as he's now making a move on Leppy. Contact as he hit the apron. Here
Update
comes
on
Dream
Melo.
for top 5.
Here he is. Over a lap and a half down. The leaders can see him down the backstretch. Here's Kevin now working on Leppy. Perk up ahead.
Yeah, Iron Man's finally getting around Steel Carrot and Leppy, hopefully this time by. No, Carrot got a run again.
3 see live back here briefly, LA Fatality gets by both Rocky Top and Yoshi.
Top two have checked out.
R4D and Slurp. Slurp, we knew the expectations that would come from this man. He would be a contender. Finished top 10 in his debut last week. Running P2 right now. Looks very strong early on, as he's right on the doorstep of taking the lead.
Them Frank's drivers, man, I swear. Every time.
Dodge Dakota, another winner on this restart, now looking for third from his teammate.
Is he going to try to make the dive entering 3? As they're now going to get challenged. But if you look at the end of that pack, Kevin Yu is now inside the top 7, and he's going to be at the back bumper of Georgia very soon.
Here's Dream running in 5th, got by Pure Splash.
And Nuppy's on the downfall, dropping like a fly through the field.
You start to wonder maybe if that incident under yellow affected his tires a little bit more. And now the leaders have a problem. Melodramatic up ahead. And Melo cannot back down. He is 1 down at the moment.
I feel like he should have speed if he actually took tires, so I don't understand why he's like
He might have
being
had
caught by
damage to
R4D.
repair.
Gotcha.
He might have had an issue under yellow.
Kevin
Here
takes
we go.
Georgia.
Slurp took a peek, couldn't do it. Slurp now trying to back it off on entry and maybe use it on the exit.
I think he's going to use Melo as a pick, I feel like here. He's going to try to use him as a pick tool
Whoa.
to get around him.
He's on the back bumper now.
Here
Melo
comes,
lets him
oh,
go.
Melo gets out of the way.
So Melo falls
Interesting.
down. Courtesy move, but now Melo, he has to get himself out of this hole.
Oh yeah, key swap, by the way, Hendrick. Kevin Yu got passed by Tampex. This is the new freshest tires group. Tampex got around him when he was passing the 5 car of Georgia. So key swap between those guys is Pure Splash. Holds on to 6th.
That's big to note.
Oh, Kerr got a little free. Kerr lets him go.
These two continue to go at it. The cat and mouse chase in the top 2. The different
They're pushing
entries.
themselves.
That time it worked for Slurp. But he's waiting for R4D just to slip. One little hit on that apron. He does overdrive it.
Oh!
Needs to run, but it won't be enough.
Not quick enough. He's gonna get it. I have a good feeling. This is the run he needs. Make R4D overdrive the corner. He's been showing that he does do it at times. Here comes the run! He decides to stay in line.
Melo now holding up 3rd place. Watch this run. Slurp still on the high line. R4D running the middle. Slurp just banking on his exits. That's what's been helping him so far. R4D wrapping it around that yellow line. Still have a long way to go here. We're in stage 2. Right now, R4D out in front. We currently have 29 to go, now getting 28 to go in the stage.
Battle for 3rd is on. Dream making the move on his teammate as they make a little contact. Or no, not Dream. That is Dodge Dakota. Apologies.
Dodge Dakota
Dream is sitting back
finished
there.
outside of the top 30 last week. Now, up to third.
As Dream gets a little moved by Tampax. Yeah, Tampax used the bumper on him, did not want to risk anything. Oh, Kevin Yu pushes up the track. So they just basically moved him. Don't even let him hold you up for a lap or two.
And now Tampax has his sights set on Tate ahead as Kevin tries to run him back down. Up front is still the same. But Tampax and Kevin Yu continuing the rally after that pit strategy call under yellow from some of these drivers.
I feel like we're going to have someone who's going to try to save this.
We have 25 to go.
Going to try to make it. Mets down pit road. So that's not a good sign for Melodramatic. As he's one of the first people in B Redneck as well.
Now, fortunately for Mello was closer to the leaders when he pitted. Metz was closer to getting lapped before he even went down.
Kevin Yu down pit road. Oh, into the wall he goes. Oh, did Dream just do a legal pit stop again? Is it off of 3? Is it entering
I think
3 or
so.
off of
Oh
4?
my goodness, that was close with Perk and Banjo.
Dream. My guy. Well, oh! Carrot.
And Mello having to slowly let the rest of the field go by. This is not
It's not working well.
And he nearly gets wrecked by fatality.
Oh, as they all slap the track. Here comes Yoshi, a 4 for 1 in one corner. Yeah, 4 for 1. I know you haven't heard that before, but he takes it. Oh, dude, Prime getting sent on the apron. This is where the action is. Midfield.
And an update on the top 2. Here they are. Still neck and neck.
A lot of guys pitting.
Tampax looking to make the move now on Tata for 4th. And he gets the pass.
I think Tata just had to let him go there.
And I don't think Tampax is done as Tata goes down.
Oh, yeah. That was tight. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to Dream because it looked like he did that, but he may have been arcing it. I need to see it from his point of view. I think it was good. He made it sped, though.
Leader's still on track. Just saw SP Motors go down. Dodge Dakota still putting up a good fight against Tampax. And top 2 will stay out again. But now trapped behind Normie.
They got trap car. Yeah, lap cars is going to affect them. Normie, here comes
Tampax
Slurp.
down.
But Normie ahead of the 55 is going to affect his entry here. It's going to allow Slurp to get to the back bumper. As R4D is getting stopped or slowed up
R4D
by a
pits.
lap car.
He's pitting. Slurp in front. In his second start, this 15 car looking like a strong contender to potentially get his first win in NXT this season, as now he goes down pit road.
Very tight, and he gets down there perfectly. Just got to make sure you don't speed. It does come up on you quick, I will state.
The Slurp will surrender the lead. New leader on track is Dodge Dakota.
Impact to pit road.
Expect the 20 to go on down here soon. It won't be this time, though.
As he's going to continue to idle around the
Someone
track.
just wall rode on my view. I don't know who that was. Georgia down
I know
pit road,
Carrot's rubbing
surrenders
it.
Third. That wasn't Carrot. Yeah, it was the car behind him. Or at least it was one of them. I think it might have been D-Main.
Man, are they doing a NASCAR guy? No way.
Well, I mean, you can't qualify top 5 and then fall to 35th within 1 lap. That's not doable.
Well, some people do it. It's happened. It literally happened this season. Oh, here comes the 22 just trying to get his lap back.
Top 2 still staying out.
Double take down pit road. Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna work out. Who's gonna be trapped a lap down with all this strategies being played?
And this is what Dakota and Kara are hoping for. They want a caution to come out and trap everyone a lap down. As they are still going. We're within the final 15 laps of the stage.
You can't make it on fuel, but you can try. Is Carrot along battling for the lead, or is he a lap down?
Oh, contact there. Carrot to the inside. Not for the lead. No.
Getting his lap back.
Carrot did pit, but Dodge Dakota's still on track.
He might be the only one out on track.
I think he is,
I might be wrong.
Has to be. Still staying out.
Update on the guys who we thought were going to be the front runners out of pit road. Tata has jumped R4D and
Dakota
the
going
15.
down. 20 pits this time. The only time we'll ever see the 20 car out in front of Richmond.
Oh, the 47's getting in the way of R4D. Here comes the 15 of Slurp. Also between the 7 of Kevin Yu and the 18 dueling. Who's going to take the lead from this affair? "34 Banjo's your new leader, Hendrick."
But Banjo pits. So now, should that
Oh, they're all
round,
making contact
it will not.
back here.
Iron Man to the point.
Iron Man, you
Last
better not
week's
be
winner.
doing what I think you're doing. Did he pit early? Oh, Kevin gets on the bumper.
Kevin.
To the point he goes, or should be.
No. Kevin just got a lap back.
Oh,
R4D. I think Iron Man's trying to save here.
I think that's exactly
I don't think he
the
pitted
point that you
yet.
just said. Now, if he did, then that's just smart. But yeah, I agree with you. He's just
We're
trying
in
to.
the final 5 laps. Oh, he's
So
got
Kevin
bumped by
Hughes-
Tata.
Oh my God! Here comes Kevin Yu in R4D, battling for, I guess, second place on
Iron
track.
Man pits. 4 car in.
R4D took the provisional lead from the 7 car of Kevin Yu, so now he should be the leader when
New
they cycle
leader.
this back around.
It's Lewis in front.
Oh! Alright. He's also trying to do the same strategy as we have 3 laps to go in the stage, I think.
Lewis will not pit this time.
How
This
is
would
he
be
still
huge.
running?
Don't know, 3 to go. He's hanging on.
He's still good.
We'll know his fate this time, and he stays out. The beds have been made. Final 2 laps of stage 2.
And there's no one near him at the moment for a position.
He goes down the backstretch. Still
Ooh,
good.
D-Main blocks perk. Or the 10 car blocks the 2 car.
On the white flag. Last lap in the stage. How about
Does he run
Lewis?
out?
He won a stage already this season, and in a huge moment in his fight for a postseason spot, Lewis is going to grab his second stage win.
And he lets his teammate get a lap back. Great teammate right there.
Lewis,
As he lapped up to 12th.
second stage win in his rookie season for the 9 car.
Good strategy by him.
There are a couple of big names here in line for stage points. Perk the lucky dog in 13th.
Oh yeah.
I got the top 10. Lewis, R4D, Kevin, Slurp, Dodge Dakota, the top 5. Tata Head 6. Master Killer in 7th. Tampax 8th. Yoshi 9th. Cobra 10th. Banjo 11th. Normie, the last car on the lead lap in 12th, as we saw, and then Perk gets the lucky dog. So 12 cars on the lead lap.
That was the worst thing that could happen to Mello.
I think someone
That's-
lagged out. No, okay.
I don't know.
Making sure. Slurp lagged out!
Oh!
Slurp!
15. Been good
Hard
all night
play.
long.
Start number
That's-
2 was looking so promising. And now it's going to disappear. Just like his car did from the track.
Tell you, what's not gonna disappear is Kevin Yu and R4D. And Tata has some free space and some free
3
clean air.
wide back there. Carrot just got by Normie and Yoshi and others.
Yeah, Master Killer's stuck on the top.
Well, the good thing with Master Killer is he is not a lap down. He is one of those 12 that can say that. And because Slurp
True.
was on the lead lap, 13th is still the lucky dog position.
You said he
Update
lagged
on
out.
the lap counter, we have 74 to go. Actually, 77 to go at the line.
Here comes a dive from R4D. He's getting challenged by Tata, so he's got to take it. As we see the 44 back there, still Carrot also slide up the track as we have a battle for the lead.
Just had a 3 wide moment back there. Tata applies the bump to Kevin. Side by side for second. Lewis awaiting. Tampax behind Lewis. And Tata up to second in that 18 car. Tampax up the track, able to hang on against Cobra. So now, Tata has to run down R4D. If he can do that, this is going to be a fun battle. But Kevin Yu, Lewis, and Tampax. Caution's out. Gonna mention those 3 guys still looking for their first win. Looks like LA Fatality, one of those involved in this recent caution. Saw a lot of damage on that front end. And that's a big break for somebody.
Whoever was in 13th.
Yep, whoever was in the lucky 13th spot. Gonna get their lap
Lucky
back.
number 13.
It is Steel Carrot. Steel
Good for
Carrot
him.
back on the lead lap in that 44 car.
Georgia Heartbreak, 14th.
Well, on a more fortunate note, Hunt, I appreciate the follow, my guy. Appreciate it. Welcome. We are in the 3rd stage of this race tonight for Richmond NXT.
Guys, get him to 200 by the end of the year. Come on now.
And something's going on here with the 24. He is off pace under yellow.
think Dream may have pitted.
Something is wrong here with the 24. Don't know
That
why.
is Yoshi.
That is interesting. We'll have to get some clarification on that later on tonight. So we'll see what happens here. Pit road should be open this time by, but big storyline. Slurp, who looked really good. He was one of those two cars battling for the lead in the majority of stage 2, lagged out. And now he has to wait another week here if he wants to get his first win this season in NXT. So we'll go back on board with R4D, the 55 car, who started 21st tonight.
We see people taking the wave around.
Couple
Getting their
decent
lap back.
names here. Georgia's one.
Master Killer, one of the cutoff
Impact.
lines.
In that 8 car.
The one car of Do Prime.
10 of D
Mellow.
Main. 12 of, looks like that's, I think that's Big Sean. Yes.
Is that Big Sean? Yes, it is.
Yes. Ghost Tech. Rocky Top. Mellow. And Dream. We're going to look on from R4D. He is going to get beat off pit road by Tata and maybe Kevin.
Kevin, I think Kevin got him. Yeah, Kevin got him off the restart off pit road, so he's going to take over that spot. Also, 19 of Master Killer's on the lead lap. He just screwed over everyone.
Fucking shit, Brent.
He just screwed over everyone.
I just
What a
said that, like,
menace.
on the restart.
He's a menace, bro. He said, screw my race, I'm screwing you guys over. So he just kept all the cars who want to do the wave around a lap down. That's wild, bro. He's... I mean, that's smart. I mean, it's smart, but you screwed
is.
yourself. Is he pitting, though? Why would these guys stay out this long if he's not actually pitting? They're gonna pit this time by, yeah. They see Master Killer staying out, they're like, fuck that. That's funny as hell, though. That's an ultimate troll move, but that's gonna screw him over so much in terms of speed. I know Impact, Georgia, and company are fuming, though. I'd be pissed if someone did that. But
So
it's
now
within
because
his
of that,
power.
Do Prime and Impact down. Something's wrong with Georgia here on my point of view.
I think he's fine.
Like he's just going to the back.
Oh no, he's going to the rear. He didn't pit for some reason.
So
He missed
Master
the pit road
Killer
entry.
played Savage mode, stays out.
You know what? I wouldn't have the balls to do it because I feel like
Like,
he's gonna get swamped. What?
I don't think you've ever had balls, but go on.
I don't like you anymore. I don't like you anymore, man.
Go on.
You aren't very... I don't want to continue.
We're gonna go on board with Kevin for the next 3 laps, in courtesy of Yoshi Racing.
Oh, everyone chooses the bottom lane. This Banjo just jumped 4 rows by choosing the top lane. I'm not even joking to you, Hendrick. That is wild. No one wants to start behind the 19.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bro. I mean, it's stage 3,
Well,
and he could
I
get a
will
top
say this.
15
Perk
with
and
this
Carrot at
strategy.
least gained a couple spots. Perk's up to 8th, Carrot now up to 10th after getting the lucky dog.
While this is a
So
troll
here we go.
move, it does help him at the end of the day for
Another
points.
restart.
Master Killer, your leader. How
Back
good
to
of a
green.
jump does he get? He's going to be able to clear his teammate entering 1. Does he allow him to get the bottom lane, though, on him?
66
Yeah,
to
Tata's
go.
going to be able to clear him.
Catch up to Kevin. The next 3 laps will go on board with the 7.
Yeah, Banjo's stuck behind the 19 on the outside lane, which is not where you want to be. He's going to have to move the 19 up if he needs to. He gets down there. Yes, he does. So Tata to the lead with Kevin Yu and R4D following in company.
Perk way up
Now
the track,
Master
3
Killer's
wide. Lewis and Carrot.
Oh, Carrot got free with Tampax on his inside. Oh, Tampax returns the favor a little bit
And
as they're
Lewis
3
gets
wide off
by.
the corner. Lewis's car is coming alive a little bit,
For the
I will
lead,
state.
Kevin Shotana out of the way, and Kevin Hughes to the lead.
Reminder that it's been done to him before, so maybe he's learning a little bit. You gotta be a little bit more aggressive. Oh! He hit the apron! He hit the apron, and around he goes. He's barrel rolling. He's tumbling, he's stumbling, and he's rolling.
And that's gonna be a caution. What a lap of a
Battle for the
that
lead.
was.
There's a battle for the lead, Hendrick. Oh, Kevin, you. Battle for second, my apologies.
What the fuck?
I thought they were side by side and they're in the corner.
Like, bruh, you can't mess that one up.
Well, you know, I
But-
can.
But back to that topic of Tata Head, he did bump Kevin out of the way,
And then
and
he,
Kevin
I think, got
returned
moved.
the receipt to sender.
And then he hit the apron. He hit the apron trying to sit it on Kevin and spun
Irish
himself
Brent
out.
isn't even watching the race.
Guys, I thought it was a blue car. Give me a break. I thought it was a
Free
blue car.
pass. Looks like it's going to LA Fatality.
Well, well, well. The car that benefited the most out of that is going to be Master Killer, as he's now going to be able to get on fresh tires.
Mm-hmm.
Someone got to be a troll again. Not joking. Obviously, do not screw over anybody. You're not going to have the benefit of the doubt for the
Yoshi
rest of the
said
race.
Brent in La La Land.
Screw y'all, bro. That's not going to be... I will clip that personally just so Mets can see it. No, I'm joking.
The pit road's still closed. We'll go around another time. But take a look at this top 5 right now. Kevin, R4D, Banjo, Tampax, and then Perk, now 5th.
All I see is a lot of guys. R4D returned.
Oh,
He's trying to
Motor
get a win.
spawned under yellow.
Oof.
Able to get it back going, but does still have damage.
Kevin Yu, Tampax, and the Perk do not have wins on this season. Kevin Yu is basically, in my opinion, in a must-win situation to get himself into the playoffs, so I feel like this is his chance, and he learned at New Hampshire, if you just try to be too patient, you're not going to be able to get anywhere, and he's willing to use the bumper a little bit.
One car
In
stays
some
out.
ways,
Iron Man with Georgia, Rocky Top,
They're getting a lap
and
back.
Mello, all getting
Yeah.
laps back. No
Yeah,
longer
'cause
lead lap
finally-
stayed out.
we don't have a Master Killer this time.
Impact,
Staying out.
Trevi, I think that was D-Main that stayed out with them. And it looks like Dream as
Dream.
well.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Spartan, why don't you just shush? Shh.
Oh, look at this. R4D off first.
Strategy. He played 2 tires. There's no way he didn't play 2 tires. Stops there.
So R4D will take the lead back under yellow.
He's banking on there not being cautions in this late run.
Kevin,
That's what I would
Tampax,
think.
Banjo, Perk. See Normie there in the distance. Dodge Dakota. Cobra in the 11. Right there behind his teammate. Lewis, Master Killer. That is the top 10. And we
All right,
are
we'll go green.
we are getting close to the final 3/4 of this one. We
I
have
think
58 to go.
We saw Lewis actually make it on this almost this long of a fuel run last time, if you remember properly, in stage 2. So he might try doing it again. Maybe if we get, but I will state, stage 3 has been a little bit of more cautions. A little bit more cautions than stage 2, but they cleaned it up at the end, so I think it's going to happen again, and feel like we'll have maybe some fuel strategy at the end of this race.
We're going to go on board with
That's my
Carrot
prediction.
for the next 5 laps. Irish, if you want me to, I can do that starting on the restart if you don't want to use one of those laps under yellow. Also, dummy, yeah,
Choose.
yeah.
Tampax front row. Honestly, I kind of deserved the dummy this time. Like, that's a respectable dummy. Because of what I said. I still thought it was him for some reason. I might be blind. But here we go.
So on board with Carrot. I'm just going to do the first 5 laps under green for you, Irish. Not going to count that lap. So here we go, back to green. With 56 to go.
They wave it off.
Oh,
They
wow.
wave it off. Not a lot of guys on the outside lane, I will state.
A little bit of disorganization. And while we have this chance, I'm actually going to reveal that next race on the schedule. For those curious, 2020 cars will be at the Brickyard, April 13th.
Ooh, Indy. Yeah, I expect, I feel like it's going to be the same people who are running well tonight. I have a good feeling that they're going to be up front for Indy. That's my prediction.
Oh, here we go. To the restart zone, should be good to go. Green flag, 55 to go.
Good restart by R4D. Oh, 34.
Banjo and Carrot's gonna get by.
Oh, yeah, Carrot sending it.
Master Killer.
Trying to get around now the teammate of Cobra as he's on the outside lane looking in. He clears him.
Close call. He hit the apron entering 3.
Oh, both leaders on the wall.
Able to keep going. Now Banjo to the top.
Perk now entering his face into the fight. In the 2 car.
Oh, Banjo on the wall again. Kodo and Carrot have to scramble.
Oh, they're stacking up massively. Here comes Normie for the first time tonight inside the top 5 making a move.
Oh, in the inside of Perk. No contact there.
I think it was a little, but it was really solid for Richmond. But the guys we saw earlier in this race, Hendrick, are now all 3 inside the top 3. R4D, Kevin Yu, and Tampax. Sadly, one of our top 4 drivers, Slurp, lagged out, but the guys we expected, they were running well in stage 1 when it wasn't fuel strategy, but they're up here again.
Good battle here with Carrot and Dodge Dakota. This is for 7th right now. And Carrot,
Carrot slides up.
he's going to get a good enough run. He will.
Yes, he does.
Carrot will take 7th.
Won't leave the door open for Banjo.
Last lap on board with the 44s. Banjo pushes the 20 out of the way.
Oh, on the apron he goes a little bit.
That will do the onboard.
They're still side by side back here.
Ironman and Georgia back here did get their wave arounds. Back up to the front, R4D still hanging on over Kevin in Tampax.
Oh, Tampax is sending it as he hits the back bumper of Kevin Yu. To slow him up, we're going to see this battle all night long, and here it continues in stage 3.
Normie now.
Normie's going to send it. Oh, Tampax to the wall a little bit as he clears Normie again.
The wall. Way off pace, able to get it
like
back
a fire
going
alarm?
without causing an accident.
In the background.
Lewis
is that a
again in
fire
the wall. Same with Exo. Still green.
alarm? Oh no, they're stacked up back here.
Caution.
Master
No,
Killer.
with these 3, they were slowing way down. That was Dream. That was SP Motors. And I think that was Mets, but still green. Very weird sequence back there.
They're just having a good golly old time.
7-car breakaway. Going back to Carrot.
Reminder, they could play strategy.
They could.
Maybe not this top 5. I feel like at this point, they're laying in their bed.
46 to
They're
go.
not shifting.
So again, a pit stop is required out of everybody, regardless of when you last pitted.
It's gonna be tight. We've seen it in stage 2. Lewis went, I think, about 50 laps, if I'm not mistaken. It's possible, but I don't think it will happen again.
Something happened back here. We have a caution. Pure Splash involved, Racing Dream involved. They will race it
Oh,
back.
yeah.
That's SB Motors. So yellow's going to fly. Someone's going to be lucky to get their lap back. It's still with a good half of this field a lap down. Who's going to be the one to get it this time around? And I think I know my answer. Tyreek Speed, the lucky dog. So the 77 back on the lead lap. And Dream did also get by the leaders. I think they are under the assumption that he was on the lead lap before the yellow was called. So that's why he went around. So now, everyone is under the same agenda here, or should be. Pit this time. We're getting the 42 to go. Lewis has proven you can stay out longer. Will someone else stay out on the lead lap? As they will hold it off for another lap. Damn, Brent, he got you there. He got you there. And I think Brent has more issues on his side. By the way, Holy, thank you for the tier 1 once again for 2 months. So, pit road.
I'm fine.
Is open? Alright, cool.
I was using the restroom.
Well, pit road's open.
I said something, to be completely fair.
It was
And
it was blank silent. It was blank.
I swear I said something. I said I gotta use the restroom real quick. It was under caution at least. Also, I'm broke, so why do you guys expect me to spend money? I don't have money to spend.
Dummy! Yeah! Yeah!
Why do you say, yeah, yeah? No, I don't. No, I'm gonna let you continue saying that. R40 out of this pit stall. We got somebody taking strategy. No. Oh, is he?
Hashtag
No,
college
47.
student struggle.
Tampex jumps. They
Yep.
both jump him. R40
So
loses 2 spots on pit road.
Third. Normie 4th, Cobra 5th, Kirk in 6th in that 2 car. Rounding out the top 10, Banjo, Carrot, Dodge Dakota, LA Fatality. Alright. So now we're getting to 40 to go. We're in that cusp of potentially trying to make it the rest of the way. So now, how aggressive do you be? Like Tyreek in mid-pack looks like they were just trying to get all the lead lap cars up here. They will choose next time by. But Kevin Yu and Tampax, 2 guys that I've called races for at this racetrack that have finished 2nd. Kevin in a different league, RHRL memories, and then Tampax last season in ODRL NXT.
I'm telling you, man, they're both hungry for wins. Kevin Yu is in need of a win, whereas Tampex he's currently on the inside He's inside the playoff hunt, but you'd rather have a win. Lock yourself
Yes.
in, not on points, in my opinion. Because we've had a lot of different winners. It's only 14 drivers currently that can point their way in the playoffs. With Kevin Yu winning tonight, it'll go down to 13. And Normie to the front row.
So a big push there for the 48 as he will be in row 1, Cobra up to row 2. Look who's on the outside of row 3. Banjo is there. LA Fatality moves up to row 4. And Tatahead, after spinning from second outside of row 5.
Yeah, the apron has been deadly for some drivers tonight. I think if they run 5th gear, I think they're good on fuel here. To the Geico restart zone, they're going to head in about 10 seconds.
Even less than that, we're back to green.
Solid jump by Normie, respectfully, and it's going to end them side by side for second. Oh! I think Carrot nearly slapped the wall there.
Can everyone get out too? Okay.
clear him?
Looks like it.
Oh, Cobra on the apron. He may have hit pit road. He did! And right he goes into the field. He hit the pit road limiter.
Georgia involved, Ironman, Big Sean, Mets. Guaranteed caution right there. Big mistake from Cobra, as everyone will have to race it back.
The 14 just gained like 4 spots as Carrot moves up the track a little bit. Normie's up to 3rd with that incident.
Big Sean up ahead. He
Caution
does
is
not
out.
lose a lap. My goodness. By the way, shout out to Holy for giving another Tier 1 sub out to Impact. Impact was in need of a sub, and he got one. So again, shout out to Holy on that.
I think fuel windows were in it.
Yep, definitely in the fuel window. Yes, sir. Thank you, Holy, once again.
They've been little. I don't know if Mets is going to be happy about this. They've been little
Free
over-aggressive.
pass to Ghost Tech.
47. The number one thing they need to stop doing is hitting the apron, and then they keep making, like, they're going through. I swear to God, I think Cobra hit the pit limiter. I'm not even joking to you, and the car naturally AI controlled slid up the track into everyone.
That's one of the things I was waiting to have happen. With the way turns 3 and 4 are structured, if you hit pit road, your car is still going to be on track, and that's just going to be calamity for everyone else. And we just saw it there.
Which is unfortunate, because
we are at 34 to go now. Lap 167 of 200.
And with that incident, Hendrick, because a lot of cars have gotten the free pass, he's all the way down to 20th now.
Yes.
So Cobra goes from inside the top 5 to outside the top 20 because of that huge wreck. Another notable name outside the top 20 is Georgia Dog in 23rd. Another notable name not running well tonight, or not going to have a good finish as of this moment. Been caught up in a lot of incidents.
Someone else
who comes on pit road?
Done a great recovery tonight. Melodramatic. He's up to 11th. Remember,
Didn't he go down like 2 laps?
Down. Yep.
Yeah.
Now in 11th.
He accidentally. Did he not pit, or he pitted during the restart and lost 2 laps there.
He did. Yep. And then he got wave rounds, and it's worked out for him.
Yeah, he's running solid, and with the cautions, it equalizes the strategy so he can actually gain track position as well. And it's not over. We still have over 30 laps to go, so I'm not going to count him out. If he can make some more moves and we have a little bit more cautions, he could be a factor at the end of this race.
So pit road should be open this time. Have to wait a couple laps, but that's going to help reassure everyone they can make it.
I think we're going to see is really aggression is going to pick up.
Look at that. A lot of people stayed out last second, but the first car to go in is LA Fatality.
Here's the thing. Track position has been known to be a factor. And when you have a lot of cars behind you stay out, that actually, I think, helps the people who stayed out instead of the guys who pitted. Because you really can't pass that efficiently at Richmond without maybe using the bumper unless they slide up the track. So I think if you stay it out, maybe Kevin, you, and Tampex, that's a good decision. Maybe Normie, top 10, top 5, I would say that's a good decision. 6th on back, you might be risking it, in my opinion. I want to see how it works out anyways. This can be fun.
So Fatality, the first one out. He was the first car on the lead lap to go down pit road. So it'll be interesting to see where Fatality lands in all this.
Should be coming out 14th.
Again, Fatality, he is one of those around the bubble. Entering tonight,
They're not doing choose.
he was 23 points above the cut line.
And this is what Fatality doesn't want. He doesn't want them to pace any more laps around because it's wasting time he has to make passes and moves. So
Rocky
he's hating
top
this
in,
pacing.
Pure Splash, NV Redneck, all down. Just saw SB Motors exit. Looks to be the same with Big Sean.
Getting his lap back.
Again, post-race interviews coming up after this. We're getting to the line to make it 30 to go. It has been a wild race, but so far, with the leaders we have had, we may see a first-time winner tonight. We thought initially that Slurp was going to be a contender, then he lagged out. Opened up the door for others. And Kevin Yu, who have been there since the start, is currently the leader.
I'm not going to rule out. I don't know if we're going to get a first-time winner. I'm not going to rule out it, though. Because Tampax, the main thing is whoever's leading with, like, 20 to go, I feel like. Whoever's leading on the last restart of the night will win this race.
I think we have a couple more lag-outs here, unfortunately. Dream and Rocky Top.
Ooh, that's not good for Rocky. He's in need of a good finish, and that's going to cost him.
Both in pit road have not moved, so tough break. Back to the line.
Oh, bad restart.
29 to go.
They got hooked. They got hooked on the front rows. Not a good restart by the 7 as Tampax got hooked. But they kept it straight as he's going to take over the lead again.
Tampax now.
Can Tampax clear Normie?
Side by side with the 48, going down, backstretch into 3. Gonna push him
he
up.
sends it.
And it allows R4D to challenge for 3rd.
Oh, Tampax got to block that. He's going to have to go shallow in the corner.
Oh,
Cowboys.
Battling with R4D.
My apologies. Carrot was able to send, I think that's the 34 Banjo.
Steel Carrot last week got a top 5, looking to continue that pattern. Looks like Duprime up ahead. He wrecked, cautions out.
Again,
Metz
is gonna
up ahead. Gonna figure out who that is now.
Oh, Metz is gonna be pissed.
Big Sean.
That's Big Sean.
So another
I'm happy
caution.
I'm not in this race.
So who's gonna be the lucky dog this time?
We don't know. It's a mystery. I feel like at this point the whole field's gonna get unlapped.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Kevin Yu to pit road!
Yep,
Kevin Yu to pit road!
Mello in. Iron Man in.
Here's the thing. That track position he just lost is gonna be outside the 20s as no one else came down with him.
In pit road. Duprime and Sean, who both got collected in that wreck, both in.
I know there's a lot of laps technically, but
Cowboy
that's
Tech,
costly.
NV Redneck, D-Main. All those guys
like that.
in. So, again, if you're thinking about Fatality, he's going to be getting by more cars here, so he's going to be moving up through the field.
Yeah.
Kevin offers.
That's very true.
Expected. Followed by, very close, I think Trevi gets the nod over Mello.
I mean, currently the 14 is inside the top 10, Justin 10th, and he's being followed by the 8.
Duprime still getting some work done, now exiting. So Tampax
25 to go.
now in front. R4D, Normie, Banjo, Carrot, the top 5. Burke, Dodge, Dakota, Tate ahead, Lewis, LA Fatality. In the top 10. Spartan's going to use the 5-lap redemption. See who it's for.
Here comes Pierce Bosch getting his lap back.
Cobra, all right. So we'll use that for the restart. Nathan, I didn't keep count on that, but I think it's already over.
No? I picked up tonight.
You have. Only problem
Yes?
is I think it's still over 8.5. But you're doing better.
Well, yeah, I also came into this a little sad. As we got 32 to 33 laps to go. I think it's going to be 31 when we go green.
Yeah, it'll be 33 at the line right now, lap 177 to 200.
I think they're going to open pit road this time again.
They should be choosing here this time. But starting on the restart, we'll go on board with Cobra. I'm not going to do it under caution because that's just a waste of 750 channel points. But look at the front row. Impact and Normie.
The outside has not worked for Normie, but he continues to go to it, I will state.
He's looking to maybe get that track position out of it. Did Mr. Kevin you pit? Yes, he did. He pitted from the lead under that last caution. A lot of people are doing it. Saw Fatality do it. Melodramatic did it. Cobra did it. So it'll be 22 to go at the line. Let me go back to Cobra.
Here we go, into the Geico restart zone. Oh, Normie almost jumped it. He had to back it off. That's going to stop out the outside lane. R4D already cleared him.
This is going to be a fun
This might open the door for Carrot. Oh, hardest roll of the night goes.
Tata!
There!
Kevin! Master Killer
Into that team!
And they're still getting into one another!
Tampax still the leader. Oh, Big Sean around again!
Wow! Calamity.
Battle for the lead is heating up! R4D steals it! To the race back to the line! Tampax sends him! R4D steals it at the line! He's gonna lead us back to the green flag.
Huh? Did everyone hear that right?
R4D to the lead.
You said coming back to the green flag! What flag is this, Bren?
Come back to the yellow. Yeah, well, you know, here's the thing. People know what I mean, and yeah. Yeah.
May have to send you back to elementary art class.
No, please no. That was not a great time for me.
Yoshi says, Bren on weed. Well, free pass is going to go to Do Prime in that one car, so at least one lap back will be going to the one.
I will stay, as long as I call the finish actually white flag, I'll be fine. He took an edible instead of jumps. What the fuck? Jesus, Midnight. Jeez. Oh, they're all coming to pit road! They fake out! R4D! Everyone down pit road!
Cobra will stay out on this point of view. So we're going to see the bright side of things. Melodramatic. Georgia. Up ahead.
Cobra, who also pitted.
Banjo, R4D. I'm just going to note this. Look who's third in line. The 31 of Leppy.
Leppy. Kevin, why did you pit again? The heartbreak. Yoshi, you gotta get with him, man. Telling you, Yoshi Racing. Telling you, Parker. You gotta get with him, teach him the strategies. Because... So R4D is gonna have to choose here. I think they're gonna choose this time.
This
Jordan
is the
Dog
last
now inside the
lap
top
of
5.
On board with Cobra. I tried doing it under Green Spartan, but you know. But this
Yeah,
is the
they
part of the
just-
race where everyone's gonna go wild.
Yeah, and they haven't done choose yet. You know what this is proven though? It wasn't just Premiere.
I agree with
It
Yoshi
wasn't just
here.
for me.
Who's ready for the rant on Wednesday's podcast?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be egging it on. No, I'm joking. Obviously, I'm just gonna listen to it. I'm not gonna talk because if I talk, he'll actually go onto me, which I don't want that happening. For some reason. Leppy to front row. So Leppy's trying to get on the outside of R4D, and with the chaos that's been these restarts, this could be a benefit to him. Georgia jumps up to the second row
Yeah, I
as
was
well.
gonna say, Georgia Dog, who was a lap down for a portion of this race, at one point he was one car short of Lucky Dog.
Look who else is there. Third row inside.
Melodramatic.
Holy comeback for him if he can get a top 5 and maybe get the win if it comes down to it.
Back on board with R4D as we're getting back to the line for the restart. 15 to go underway.
They're already getting free back there on the apron back there. Oh god. Oh, 20 car gets sent up the track as R4D is in the lead, Banjo right behind him. Still side by side for second.
Melo up the
Cobra's sending it on Georgia.
Melodramatic, the big mover, up towards the front.
Cobra is pushing it. He's got fresh tire, fresh rubber, and trying to get past him as quickly as possible.
Melo now challenging for third. Leppy on top.
Oh, 20 car round. He collects Sean, but they don't go around. 3 wide for second.
I was gonna say, look at this!
Oh my god. He just sent it on him.
Melodramatic! Man on a mission!
Get out of my way. That's essentially what we just said to him.
Up to P2. The 99 goes with 12 to go.
Is there enough laps for him to hawk down R4D? R4D has not pitted in the last 2 fuel cycles or pit stops. Has the 99, did he pit on one of those 2 cautions? I think he did.
Gotta keep in mind, last time Melo was in a chance to win was back at Mid-Ohio. He finished second to Trusting Banjo when he won his first race. Now here we are again. This time he has to get through R4D. It will be 10 to go at the stride. Melo overdrives the entry.
Reminder, last night he also finished second to Banjo, who's currently up to third. So he's still there, but Melo's got to work his way around R4D. Can he do it within the last 9 or so laps of this event?
That was a really good exit for the 99.
He's gaining. He's on entry, he's just quicker. There's just more grip in his machine.
Tampax challenging for third now. If there's
Now the
another
real question
caution
is,
that comes out, this 62's not out of it.
I would say he's not out of it if he can get around Banjo efficiently.
He does.
He clears him. He's not out of it. He's going to be there.
8 to go at the stripe. R4D and Melodramatic. The top 2, Tampax up the third. He's already checked out from Banjo.
Melo is in a kind of must-win situation with limited starts, whereas R4D is just trying to get back into the championship, regular season championship battle with a win tonight, which could be a key factor for the playoffs as well. This gives you playoff points.
7 to go. Couple laps until the cutoff. Oh, he hits the apron there just a little bit.
Back there, they're actually fighting. The 2 car, I think that is? Is that Perk?
6 to go. Good 4.
That
for
is
Melo.
Perk. Oh, they're around in the back. 3 car. Cowboy Tech and Sean. They're
Are
around.
they gonna call it?
I think they should.
We're gonna have to wait and see as Melo hit the wall. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens here as they get to the line.
They
They're
were at
going
6
to
to go.
5
They
to
don't call
go.
it here.
5 to go right here. No yellow. We're staying green the rest of this race.
Lap
Tampax
cars are
is
gonna be a
closing
factor.
in as lap traffic is a factor.
Trevi in the wall.
Trevi's
Stay
just
out of the
letting
way.
them go. Same can be said with Cowboy Tech. R4D looking for win
It's gonna
number
affect
2.
his exit.
Oh,
It's gonna
he
affect
did
his
it!
exit.
Able to keep it going, but Melo's there.
That's gonna open the door for Tampax if another lap car becomes a factor. There is one more into the fray.
3 to go. R4D cannot have a mistake. Good turn 1 and 2 for Melo. Tampax still faster than both.
I think it's gonna be a bumper move. Is he gonna have to do an Austin
2
Dillon?
to go.
He's losing
2
ground.
to go for R4D. Unless
He's
something
doing enough.
drastic happens, R4D should be able to hang on. But Melo needs to get a little closer to attempt a bump and run. White flag in the air, last lap at Richmond.
And they're wrecking on
Lefty
the
around with
backstretch.
Georgia. Hopefully they get that
Could be a
sorted out.
They're clean. They're not on the backstretch.
R4D made his return last week. Finished 13th at Michigan tonight. He's going back to victory lane. Second win in the NXT series for R4D.
And Melo again finishes runner-up.
Tampax third, Banjo fourth, and Perk 4 for 4 in starts in top 10s this season. Steel
Consistency
Carrot
is your key.
6th, Normie 7th, Kevin U 8th, Impact 9th, and Exo Austin with his first top 10 of the season.
Woo! Let's go, EXO! Woo! Hell yeah, brother.
R4D, he wanted to make a case that he is not out of this fight for a championship. Looked not the same in his return last week. Tonight was a lot different.
He did.
And on the other side of the coin, by the way, Dodge Dakota looked like he DNF'd late as well. But melodramatic, 1 spot short again. I will go on ahead and get Metz and Ironman in here. I'm sure Metz is going to hide some of his thoughts about tonight for later on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'll do 3rd, 5th, 4th, and 3rd, and he can do top 2.
All right.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
Alright, well, Perk and R4D are already here, so we need our 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place finishers. There's our 3rd. There's
Why
our
are you
2nd.
messaging me, Big Sean? Are you okay? You wanna...
This is... Winner of picks for tonight is Camo for picking R4D.
Congrats to him. He's gonna have to brag about that. Yeah, I picked Impact to be fair.
So we
I
need
picked.
Mets and we need let me see, Banjo.
And then I have to list. Then we have.
I wish that was included on stream. All right. Well, we still need Banjo in here. Mets did join in. So once we do get Banjo in, we'll get this one started. Uh, hmm. You know what, Brent? Should,
What?
should we interview Fifth first, or should we hear from Mets first?
We probably want him to say it after everyone is done.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that is
Yeah.
probably best for everyone in here to hear is right after. But yeah, fifth place, if I'm not mistaken, should be either Tampax
Perk.
or
It's Perk.
Banjo. Oh, it's Perk. Okay. All right, Mr. Perk. Hello again. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, Perk. It's been one of those. You did it again. Consistency in the series. Every start you made so far, you finished top 10, and again, it continues. Tonight was a chaotic field race. Give me your mindset throughout the race. Is a lot of stuff was going on, to say the least. Make sure you include your audio, by the way.
Yeah, well, my mindset was just I tried to keep my car off people the best I could, really, and just tried to run the fastest laps I could. I got, um, I got into a couple guys a few times. Me and the four and me and the 44 were around each other a lot in the first half of the stage. In the first stage I meant, in the second stage, I felt bad about getting into them. Um, but other than that, I felt like I ran it pretty clean, but I take fault for some of that. But it's short track racing. People are fighting for every inch, trying to get every advantage they can. And I took four tires at the end while a lot of those dudes stayed out. And those four tires were just, eating up the rest of those guys that weren't on that same strategy as me. But the top four had gotten away, and the tires kind of evened out at that point. So I just stalled in fifth, but Um, I'm just glad about the result. I'm just trying to, keep proving myself and trying to, have a good reputation. It sucks I got into Iron Man a lot. But sometimes it just happens at that kind of
To be
racetrack.
completely, to be completely fair, Perk, I think there was a lot of issues tonight, but either way, you still did what I, honestly, what you've been doing every start in NXT, just being there at the end, getting good finishes. What are your thoughts going forward as we're going to be heading to a 2020 Cup race at, I'll get the schedule. I think you mentioned it earlier. Oh yeah, it is Indy 500 basically.
Indy. I think that's a fun track. I think that track's pretty technical. Kind of like Richmond in a way. You gotta really let off and really, time when you get in and out of the gas at that track. So I feel like the skilled guys are gonna be up front, and it'll be a fun race.
Gotcha. All right, Perk. You have a great night. Have a good night. I know it was chaotic tonight, but you came home with a great finish. Congrats on the top five, and we'll be hearing from you hopefully next time.
All right, thank you. You have a good one.
Yes, sir. All right, Banjo. I do have. I'm gonna ask the question now, and then I'm gonna let you type. So, Banjo, top five again. There was a lot of things going on. I think. Did you pit? You may have pitted a little bit. I think you pitted on one of those two cautions. You were driving up, and the racing at the end. What was your goal? Just was it to just make as many passes, just hang inside the top five? You got there, I think, nearly at the end there, but top five for you. What are your thoughts on the racing tonight? I think you should be able to hold on to the points lead as well.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so you stayed out with R4D. Okay, that's interesting. So it worked out for both of you, technically. I was just hanging on, and luckily.
Hang on, man. Nathan, real quick. Banjo doesn't have audio. He's doing text messages, and then Bren's relaying his messages to the chat.
That's why they were cheering. For me having to read.
Yeah, go on.
All right, I was just holding on, and luckily only Tampex had fresher tires that got by me. Overall, happy to survive with a top 5. I agree with that, Banjo. Another good performance, another top 5. Good points day for you. We always take those. With how chaotic this race was, I'll easily take top 5. But either way, congrats on the top 5 again, Banjo. I think we'll be hearing from you next week. It's Indy, but you never know. But it was fun watching you guys battle for the lead throughout this race. Or battle inside the top 5. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna move on. Ooh, I also want to show. He wants to shout out Joey. I also want to shout out Joey Dickerson, the GOAT, Ra, and everyone at Costco Motor Club. Yeah, this time Joey actually raced, so that's something to shout out for. Alright, we're gonna move on to our 3rd place car. I know it's not the person nah, I'm joking. Obviously, 3rd place tonight, Tampex. You took the fresh tires at the end, and it was trying to gain as much time as possible, and I think if they maybe got into it a little bit more, you would have gotten there. What are your thoughts on this race as a whole, and just trying to get back there at the end?
Oh, the race as a whole was a complete shit show from 15th on back. If you went any further back than 15th, the respect was not shown. You had to pretty much plow your way through everybody to get any hope. And on that final restart, I restarted 14th. It was the worst thing I've ever raced in for about 10 laps. Got a shit ton of front end damage and had to just try and survive to get a top 5.
Gotcha. Well, TFX, I mean, this is another good finish for you. I think this is another top 5. I need to go back. Where'd you finish last week? You finished top 3 last week, and another top 3 for you. So, what are your thoughts going forward? Indy is the track happening next week. What are your thoughts on Indy, and do you have any special shoutouts?
Well, I absolutely hate Indy, I'll be honest. I expect to run like 20th to 25th back in that absolute shit show they call respect racing back there. Yeah, just shout out ALTM and Irish GS for the setup.
That's a good thing. Yeah, setup is elite. Congrats on the top 3. You got good stage points, good points overall. That's gonna help you move a little bit more over the cutoff line as you're already in the top 10, but it's going to help you get further inside the top 10. Congrats on your top 3. Hopefully you have a good night, and we'll see you next week at Indy.
Thank you, sir. Sorry, Mets, for my words.
Yeah, I'm going to note real quick before we start the 2nd place interview. Tampax has finished in the top 5 in 4 straight races. An unbelievable streak for the 62. See if that keeps up going into next week. All right. Well, next up, we're going to interview our runner-up, the driver of the 99, Mr. Melodramatic. Make sure your audio is included.
Yep, it's included this time anyway.
Alrighty. Well, first off, congrats on P2. I know we can hope that one extra spot goes into play next week and you get that first win, but I just want to reflect early on in this race. At one point, you pitted on the restart, and you fell 2 laps down at one point. Then, you get those laps back, you climb through the field, and you put yourself in a position to try and win the race. I want to ask you, how did that feel for you, knowing that despite all of those early challenges, you were still able to rebound and put yourself in that position?
Well, did you guys know the circumstance behind why that happened?
Not initially.
Yeah, so basically what happened was some guys behind me said I was ghosted. So I pulled down the apron and I did a full stop thing, and then Yoshi, Josh Brown, came down the track. He hit me. Apparently, I was ghosted on his screen, but I wasn't He wasn't ghosted on mine, so he gave me like a shit ton of damage. So then I went to the pit, and I didn't realize they were restarting, and the restart kept going, and I didn't know it, so I just ended up on pit road with a bunch of damage. So it was an unfortunate circumstance, but fighting through the field. I've seen every position tonight. I started on the pole, dropped all the way to the back, and then had to climb all the way back through again. So glad I got back to second place by the end of it.
So now I do want to talk to you about the end there. It was pretty much a two-man race. It was you and R4D. And it seemed like every time you were getting right there, right behind this bumper, it seemed like R4D was able to get away. I want to hear from you on this. What happened there in those last 10 laps during your battle with him?
I'll tell you what happened. The guy's a short track merchant. That's what happened. He was on he was on 20% older tires than like all of us behind him, and he was still faster. So I mean, shout out to him for that. The guy's crazy. That's all him. But I got in that position because I was able to stay out. I was on 99% tires, and then like a bunch of the guys in front of me were on like 80%. They came to pit, so I essentially got to 5th place there and got around Banjo and company, but couldn't catch Joey.
So now going into next week, obviously you are still above the playoff cut line. You're no longer 14th in points. You at least got by Master Killer in the standings, and you should be gaining ground on LA Fatality. So you have a little bit of flexibility in the point standings. But with Indy next week, how do you view your chances there? Do you think maybe you'll be able to finally get that win you've been chasing for?
I mean, it would be nice to get the win, but just as long as you make it into the playoffs and live to see another day, that's what matters, right? So,
Yep.
Just gonna make it in and then see what happens.
All right. Well, Mello, before I let you go, do you have any special shout-outs you would like to give before we hear from our winner?
Yep. Shout out to Joey and Banjo on their wedding at Darlington coming up,
Oh yeah, I gotta host that, man. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah.
Well,
I'm sure you get invitations out,
Yeah.
Mello.
Got you.
All right. Well, Mello, congrats on P2. Considering early on it looked challenging for you, but you were able to make the most out of it and still almost walk away with the dub. I wish you the best of luck going into Indy next week.
Thanks, man.
No problem. All right, Bren, by the way, invite Mets back in since he lagged out of the party.
Oh no, he said no comment. No comment. He's gonna save it for Wednesday, so you guys are cooked.
Yeah,
You guys are absolutely
so
cooked.
apparently we were supposed
He
to
even
hear from Mets, but he is that pissed. So for those of you in here, Wednesday's podcast is going to be something else.
You're cooked. Yes.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty.
No.
Yoshi Racen's like, no!
It's
Well-
not for us, Yoshi. It's not for us, at least.
Well, someone who won't have to worry about
We're gonna have
that
a race.
is tonight's
Yeah, right.
winner, the driver of the 55, Mr. R4D, the one and only Joey Dickinson, the one and only groom in this wedding coming up early on within
Oh,
the next
yeah.
few days. Mr. R4D, make sure your audio is included.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, first off, congrats on
Banjo.
win number 2. You had a big battle there at the end with Melodramatic. I didn't know what was going to happen there, but you were able to hang on and get that second win. Tell us about your battle there for the last 10 laps.
Well, first, shout out to James for not wrecking me, or sending me. I really appreciate that because he could have easily done that. But I really thought he was gonna get us because he was coming very fast at first, and then at like maybe 7 to go, he started fading, and then I hit the 3 car. I don't know if you saw that, but I hit the lap car, the 3.
Yep.
And I almost wrecked
Oh
myself.
no, we did.
And I was freaking out because James was catching me really fast, but then I started pulling away again.
So, ironically enough, despite there being 10 winners in NXT this season, you are the second repeat winner. Despite you missing a few races, you could say that you have at least won 2 races this season. Tell us how that feels for you, knowing that you didn't have as many starts as everybody else, but yet you're having a lot more success than the field so far.
Well, first I want to shout out to short tracks. I wouldn't be there without short tracks. So shout out to short tracks. Uh, but yeah, I think we're one of the best, and I just gotta keep it up.
So now going into next week at Indianapolis, the 2020 cars we will be driving for next Sunday. I want to hear from you on how you think you're going to do. Do you think you will be a contender for what could be your third win of the season next week?
It depends wherever I am on the last few laps because it's a big drafting track and you gotta be in the right position, right time, right everything. You just gotta have the right setup. Everything's gotta be perfect there.
Well, I think someone in chat has a couple thoughts about that.
Oh,
Yoshi
is it
Racing
Parker?
says short
Oh
track
my-
merchant.
Oh,
You said the lights
buddy,
are too
put the
bright
fries
at
in the
tracks
bag.
bigger than 1 mile. R4.
That's
be
true,
drawn.
that's
put the fries in the bag, Parker. I'm tonight's winner, buddy.
All right. well,
Yikes.
R4D, before I let you go here and celebrate this one, do you have any special shout outs you'd like to give?
Shout out to James for coming 3 laps back. That's pretty good and almost winning. Shout out to the GOAT Trusting Banjo 17 and my wife. Holy. Shout out to Parker for being mid. And shout out to everyone at Costco.
There we go. All right. R4D, congrats on win number 2. Well deserved for you. I wish you the best of luck in chasing your third win of the season next week.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. Well, the results have been posted. So I will discuss
Yes.
the top 10. Brent, you will go through 11 through 20, and vice versa. So, R4D, win number 2 in his rookie season. After returning last Sunday, he returns to victory lane this week. Now, him and Normie, the only 2 drivers with multiple wins this season. Melodramatic in the 99, another runner-up finish, but a good points day for him. We'll see if he can keep it up next week and maybe, just maybe, get his first win in NXT this season next Sunday. Tampax, again, red hot. 4 straight top 5 finishes. He did get a stage win, and he walks away P3. Great run for the 62. Trusting Banjo, our points leader. The lead is expected to grow once again by a few more points after a 4th place finish for the 34. And Perk, every start he's made, he has finished 10th or better. Another top 5 for the 2. Steel Carrot in the 44, another great run for him. Last 2 races for him, he has been inside the top 6. Normie in the 48, Normie has been on a bit of a tear as well. Normie gets 7th place tonight. That is his 3rd straight race where he has finished 7th or better. Next up, Kevin Yu in the 7 looked really good early on. I think he might want to go back and look at the strategy that he did at the end. He may have been a car to win, but now you got to start reflecting on what happened. But regardless, Kevin with a great run tonight, P8. We'll see if he's a contender next week. Impact in the 8. We didn't talk about him that much throughout the race, but he came back into the top 10, and he finishes P9. And then Exo Austin, a really good story here. He gets his first top 10 of the season in P10 when he really needs it right now, considering he entered tonight 40 points behind the cut line. So that should be cut down a little bit after tonight.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. X has had a bit of a struggle this season, but finally got a top 10. 11th is going to be Cobra, the guy who was sitting second in points. Just a few weeks ago, he was the points leader, but has fallen all the way down. He finished 11th. Still a great, decent finish, top 15. Ironman, last week's winner, got a top 15 after all the chaos. 13th is Fatality. Solid finish for him. Stage 2 winner of Lewis gets a top 15. Unfortunately for him, Melodramatic had a good run. Like we said, finished second. But key one that did not have a good run was Master Killer. So he might pass Master Killer in points. That's going to be something to watch for the cutoff line. Tata finished 15th after some issues. 16th is Tyreek Speed and his return. 17th is Do Prime. Pure Splash finishes 18th. 19th is D-Main, and then 20th is Ghost Tech.
Next 10, Master Killer, as we talked about, did not have a good race. Did get a couple stage points in stage 2, but nothing in comparison to Kevin and Melodramatic. And also, as Brent had mentioned, Lewis. Master Killer finishes 21st. Leppy, another guy who had a disappointing finish tonight, 22nd, got collected in the late wreck with Georgia Dog, who finished 23rd. We'll see if these two rebound next week, as Leppy, still without a win yet, it's still one of those above the cut. Yoshi in the 24, the last car in the lead lap in P24, he also got collected in a wreck late. Yoshi these last couple weeks hasn't been solid. 24th tonight, finished outside the top 30 last week at Michigan. We'll see if he rebounds. NV Redneck, first car lap down in 25th. NV is still technically alive in the hunt for a playoff spot, but tonight will not help his case. Big Sean in the 12 and 26, last car lap down. SB Motors in the 66 and 27th, first car 2 down. Mets fan in the 78 and 28th, 2 down. Cowboy Tech in the 3, second straight 29th place finish, 2 down. Last car 2 laps down. Trevi in the 16, the first car 3 laps down in 30th.
Yeah, no, like you said, all the cars, these are the last remaining guys that actually finished the race, by the way. 31st is Dodge Dakota. He lagged out late in the show or maybe left because of all the cautions. 31st, 32nd is going to be Dream. He had some speed tonight but lagged out. 32nd, 33rd is Rocky Top. He also lagged out around Dream's pace. And then Slurp, who had such a good run, top 5 throughout stage 1. Lagged out in stage 2, and that costed him his maybe potentially second top 10, but we never know after all the chaos that happened in stage 3.
Well, that will do it tonight for NXT. Again, tomorrow night, the Premier Series will return to Kansas for the 2022s. We're going to be running the next-gen cars for the next 3 weeks for Premier, so that will be interesting to see. Wednesday, again, the podcast at 10:20. You're going to want to hear Mets on his thoughts about tonight's race. It's going to be must-watch television for those in the chat.
Peace out, bitches.
And then next Sunday,
Bro!
the NXT series will be back at Indianapolis in the 2020s. Again, also on Saturday nights, Brent and I will be here for Backwoods, the elimination race of round 1 at Chicagoland.
It's going to be a fun one.
At 11 o'clock Eastern. So there's a lot to look forward to. But tonight is done. We are good to go to end this one. Again, I want to thank Bren for sticking around in the booth. I'm Regular Show 48. I'm going to close this one out. Congrats to R4D on win number 2 in his second race back from his brief absence. Once again, I'm Regular Show 48 signing on out. Thanking all of you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.